Well, it's been quite a long time since one of these videos emerged, and I'm quite happy to lay the blame for that at the door of Microsoft Windows 10. But a while back there was a beautiful day, and me and my friend Mike took up the opportunity of a trip to Te Kowhai, where there was a fly-in happening. Usual route out, take off from Waihi Beach, turn left, pass Waihi town and the gold mine, and head for that notch in the hills in the distance where Kdenlive Gorge is. We're settling in for the ride across the Hauraki Plains, and there in front of us, after a 20-minute cruise, is the city of Hamilton. Off on the left, the city. Ahead of us, Te Kowhai, just a few miles further on. As we get closer, the traffic around is busy, but the runway is looking long and inviting. Down on the runway, it's quite gusty and turbulent at the last few feet onto the runway, but safely down, and we're guided in to park in amongst all the other aircraft. There's quite a lot here, so we've got plenty of aircraft to see soon, and we'll enjoy going back to look at those. We're passing through the main parking area, turning left, and ending up pointing at that tiger moth on our left, just going off screen. The marshals do a great job of guiding everybody safely, making sure there's plenty of room for everyone, and the only slight drawback is when we got back to Waihi Beach, found that lots of loose grass clippings were stuck all over the front of the aeroplane. The marshal is guiding us into our parking spot, and we're now ready to go and stroll around all these lovely aircraft. And off we go. There are plenty of aircraft to look at. Italian factory-built microlights, autogyros, a Pipistrel, the aircraft that thinks it might be a glider, and in the background a Douglas DC-3. That's a static display exhibit at Te Kowhai. Didn't fly in today. If you want to buy an aircraft, there's one here for sale. And this is quite possibly the smallest helicopter you'll see anywhere. Very nice looking machine for those who like that sort of thing. And the interesting story about this aircraft, a Jodel, Keith Morris, who's pulling the tail wheel, built that about 40 years ago and bought it back again recently. But here's some flying, and here's a Harvard taking off. Very loud propeller noise as it goes by, and then giving us a good little demonstration of low flying on its way back to our. Thanks very much for that. And now it's time for us to get ready to fly off home again. We take off once more down the same runway, and we seem to have a lot of it left when we climb into the air, which is very nice, gives us time to admire these aircraft as we go by. A couple of left turns out of here, and then we're on our way back to the east coast where we live. Out in the distance you can see all the way across to the Hauraki Gulf where Thames is, and straight ahead of us the notch in the hills that we're going to go through where Kdenlive Gorge is. Through the hills, down the other side, and it's an opportunity to take a little detour towards the harbour where Mike lives. You can see his property down there if you know just where to look. And as usual, this is one of my favourite bits, descending over the sea to line up for the airfield. Coming into view here. Still got one aircraft on the ground. A few more left turns, and here we are coming down, crossing the road, past the hangar, and settle onto the runway. And that, my friends, is that. See you next time.